Hello gamers, and welcome to Farm Simulator 16. This is a slightly older game, and I just started playing it about a week ago. As you can see here, I got a couple different farms, but when I started playing, I went on YouTube, and I couldn't find any real tutorials. I found a couple people playing the game. Uh, I I went through and I watched a couple hours even of the game, but it wasn't really like a tutorial. So I want to make this more like a tutorial, just to give you a heads up if you're not familiar with farming, if you're not that familiar with the equipment, if you're not familiar how to do hay or the different little nuances of the game. That's what this video is about. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start a new game. And we're going to go ahead, because this is going to be a tutorial, I suggest you start out at beginner, because beginner is going to give you the best, little things that you can do to, advance in the game a little more. And then once you get used to it, and once you know what you're doing, you can definitely start an expert or a normal game. So, welcome to your new farm. Tend your fields, invest the money in new tools. Alright, so that's what we're going to be doing here. You can exchange crops for money at selling points and buy new fields to expand your farms. And the first thing we want to do here is just kind of get familiar with the map. So, obviously, in the top right corner, right next to the three lines there for the setup, if you click on the map button, it'll give you the map. And you can scroll down and you can scroll up, not very far, but this is the whole map. And the plus symbols are all things that you can buy. And then the little, we'll start on the right hand side. So you got where you can take the wool to. You have the inn on the bottom with the beer mug. The gas stations have the little gas pump there. You have a place to take grain. Then you have the little railroad, the little steam engine thing there for the railroad is obviously the railroad. On the top you have the little flame thing is the biodiesel plant. The one right next to that is slurry. Then the one next to that on the top is the sawmill. And then you got the bakery. The windmill is the mill. As you go down, you have where you can wash your equipment is the little water droplet, another gas station. On the bottom with the anchor is obviously the port. And then right in the middle, the cow is going to be your dairy. Then you have your where you can buy the seed from. You can buy seed from the one with the seeds on it. And actually the grain down at the bottom, that's the same thing too. It's with the seeds. The one next to that with the little, looks like a piece of oats. It's going to be, that's where your storage is. Next to the storage, you have where you can buy your fertilizer. There's also other ways to get fertilizer as well. That's what the slurry is up top. And then you can also get manure from your dairy. And then just kitty corner to the left, you got the sheep, and that's obviously where your sheep are. And that's where you can, if you feed the sheep and if you feed the cows, you get certain things. And the sheep give you wool, and the cows give you milk and manure. So, okay, let's get out of the map. And we already have a field that's ready to harvest. You got your combine here. And what you're going to do, excuse me, is the little steering wheel on the bottom next to the horn, you're going to go ahead. You could do it manually, and if you're going to do it manually, you'd click the check mark with the wrench, and then you can push forward on the bar like this. You can actually set it like that, and you can steer and do all that stuff. But what we're going to do is we're just going to hire a hand, a worker. And it says you just called a worker. He will do your work. So your money will go down as you do this, but that will it'll make it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about missing spots. You don't have to worry about steering. And the other thing that I definitely recommend for everyone to do whenever you get a chance is in the top left-hand corner, you got that little red exclamation point. When you click on that, the screen will come up for this is how you buy stuff. And then right next to the dollar sign where it shows you your money, there's the little red exclamation again. If you click on that, you can watch a short video advertisement and get 25 free coins. And I recommend every time that pops up, do that, because that's going to make you 25,000 coins, and that's actually a decent amount of money in this game. And I'm not going to make you guys watch the video, but I'm going to watch the video just to get the money. And we're just going to pause the video real quick. And just like that, the video is over. We have an extra 25,000. So we're going to go ahead and just get out of this. And while our combine is plowing the fields here, we're going to go ahead and you can see we do have a couple different things that we can use. Let's take a short little trip here. Oh, I'm not that great at driving. We have a wagon, and this wagon that's on the tractor right now is what we use to collect the grain. And then right here to the left, we have a tiller and a seeder. So once the fields are all ready and prepped, once the combine does its job, we're going to go ahead and we're going to plow the fields, and then eventually we're going to fertilize the fields, and then we'll plant. But in the meantime, what you're going to want to do is, and on beginner, they do give you a couple things. So we're going to go over to our storage silos here. Alright, and I'm going to stop here, right to the left here where that blue tank is. That's where you're going to be getting the fertilizer from once you get a fertilizer. We're going to be getting one of those pretty soon here. That would be our first purchase that we're going to get. On the right here where the yellow and black dotted line are, that's where we're going to fill up our seeder and get seeds from. But what we're going to do is, if you pull underneath here, alright, this one I believe is sweet potatoes. So if you just pull the wagon right under here, it's going to fill up your... Alright, so now our wagon's full of sweet potatoes. And you can actually go look. If you click on... See how I clicked on, it's blue right now. It'll give our information for our storage. So when you start out in beginner, you have 10,000 pounds. It's a 10,000 measurement of everything. You got wheat, canola, corn, sweet potatoes, maybe beets. I'm not sure exactly what that is. And then you also have potatoes. And as you can see, a full load takes you down to 1,800. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get out of there. We're going to want to sell all these right away. We are going to pull ahead a little bit so we're not right underneath it. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the steering wheel. And if you go this way, it'll just tell you who's offering the most right now for your sweet potatoes. So obviously the bakery is the Pretzel, and they're offering $1,467, which is the most for your pretzels, or for your potatoes. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and this guy is going to automatically just drive right to the spot and drop them off. We'll go ahead for the ride here. I am going to pause it temporarily just to collect this here, so I'll be right back with you. Alright, and we are back. So the tractor's taking the load to the bakery. I believe the bakery, let's see how close the bakery is. Oh yeah, you can actually see on the map right here the little blue dot with the arrow traveling, so you can kind of keep track of it that way. And he's headed to the bakery right now, so it'll be a pretty quick little trip. You can always, you don't have to do the steering wheel and hire a worker to drive it there. You can do it yourself. Sometimes it's better if you drive it there yourself, because you can take shortcuts and go the quick way. The your hired worker will always go. He'll always take the road. Oh, and we have an issue. So we're gonna get out of that. Oh, and the harvester is full, so we got that to do here. So we're gonna go here, and all you got to do is pull ahead just a little bit here, and it'll tip. I believe that actually this wagon's called a tipper because of the way it tips. And just like that, we earned about maybe $10,000. So we are going to take a little shortcut through here, go around the back of the building. Your worker would never do this. You can also put this little map on the side here so you know where you're going. I usually only have it on while driving and coming back. Okay, so our combine is full. Right now we're headed off back to the farm, and you can see him right there with the yellow. And we're going to fill this up with some wheat and get some wheat here. This field right here that I'm getting ready to drive through is also our field. You start out with this field and the field here that the combine's plowing. This one, obviously, that one started out with full harvest. This one we're going to have to plow before we can do anything. He's already got his arm out, so you just want to pull underneath the arm, and he'll fill you up here. Using your trailer, you can either sell the grain or store it. We're going to store it. Excuse me. Alright, so our trailer's got 51%. So, you know, he's only got one more little thing here. So we're going to park right down here. And he's going to be coming back around. He's actually going to have to do more than one. Alright, while he's doing that, I was going to wait for him, but while he's doing that, let's change our view here. You'll have to excuse the coughing. I have a little bit of a cold. Alright, we're going to come around here. And right here is where you can drop off anything for your storage. So we'll get on top of that, and the tipper will drop it all off, and we can go back to the map here. Look at our storage. It went from 10,000 to 14,200. Wow, excuse me. I did not expect to be having a coughing fit during this. So that we can deliver at any time. And what we're going to do is, alright, so now that we have the whole thing plowed, we're going to take the combine and we're going to drive it on over here to the farm. I like to keep everything kind of organized over here in the farmyard. You can keep the stuff near, you can just park it a little closer to the fields. I like to keep it over here though, just to have everything look better. And you will be able to get a much quicker combine with a much larger swipe there in the future. We're gonna have to save up a little bit of money to do that. Alright, let's take a look here. We're gonna want, alright, so we got tractors. Let's go through and take a look at this. One of the things we're going to do pretty soon here is buy another tractor. We're probably going to end up, just in the beginning, getting another one of these tractors. It is pretty slow. It's got 90 horsepower, does 30 miles an hour, which is pretty slow. And they go up slightly in money and in horsepower. And what I like to end up getting is I usually save up my money in my other games. And I like to go for the Lamborghini tractor. It's a Lamborghini. It's kind of cool. And it does 50 miles an hour. It's got 220 horsepower. And that's more than enough, especially once you get the bigger equipment that covers a lot larger swipe of the field. Then you got transports that you can drive back and forth with your product to. Instead of having a tractor drive it, you can get different stuff. Then you do have the harvesters. This is the harvester that you set out with. It's got a top speed of 15 miles an hour. It's got 185 horsepower, and it holds 4,200 cubes, I guess. We'll call them cubes for now, of cubics of... But you definitely can switch. And if you notice, too, this one does grain, corn, and canola. This one does grain, corn, and canola. And this one does grain, corn, and canola. So, and this one does... This harvester does the sweet potatoes, and this one does the potatoes. We are eventually going to be buying the CR 1090 New Holland. This one is the one that I got in my other game. And then you got the headers, and these allow you to make bigger swipes and also do different crops. Hopefully that's the last cough. Then you got your bale tools, and we'll get to that here pretty soon. We're definitely going to want to... We got cultivators. Then you got the sowing machines to sow the fields. We're going to end up probably getting this one here. This one here is going to be the next one we buy. The Rapid A600S. It works really well, and you can plant pretty much everything except for potatoes. And we are going to be getting a fertilizer spreader very, very soon. There's a couple different kinds. The slurry one, another slurry one, and this is a manure spreader, another manure spreader. Then you go into the tippers, and then the mowers are going to be for doing hay, and there's a couple different mowers, just the two I believe, and some other equipment for the mowers and the teeters and the windrowers. But this is going to be our next project or purchase right here. We're going to be wanting to get the loading wagon, and it's very important. I would even suggest getting this before getting your fertilizer spreader. Let's take a look-see here. How much we got? Alright, so we don't quite have enough to purchase that. So we're going to go ahead and pull the wagon up here. You know what? We're not going to do that. We can get enough. We're going to go sell some canola real quick. And the canola is usually what'll make you the most money. I always suggest that in the beginning, if you just want to make some money, always go with the canola. We're not really going to go with the canola quite yet, only because we want to start feeding the sheep and the cows as soon as possible. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, if we take this down to the pub, it'll get us the most money, and I'm going to go ahead and let this go for the moment. Actually, what we'll do is we're going to pause it here, and once I get to where we're going, then I'll continue the video. No need for you guys to watch us go through this. Alright, so now we're pulling into the inn. I know before I paused it there, I said we were going to the pub, but it's actually the inn. And we're all set with that. And we're headed back to the farm. And let's take a look at the map here. Okay, so instead of going the road and the long way around here, what we're going to do is take a bit of a shortcut. We are going to make a left up here. As you can see on the map right now, we're going by where we can pick up some seed, and we're going to make a left here. I always use this house with the windmill over here as kind of, you can see it here, as kind of a point on the map where we're heading in the right direction. And we're going to head past this little mountain area, and then once we get past that, we'll head a little to the right, and that's going to put us right back at the farm. You can actually see some of the equipment already. And I had forgotten that I wanted to pick up, we're going to drop off this trailer here, and we'll head back because I want to pick up that, alright, so we're going to drop this off right here. There might be some left in here. I like to make sure it's empty just in case I want to. You can pull this wagon right up next to the, yep, there's a little left in there. Alright, so we're going to take this, spin this around, we're going to drop off this grain. Oh. We can get rid of the map for the moment, just to see a little better. We're going to drop this off. And basically we're going to head right back to where we were just at. I was debating on whether or not to drop off the wagon first or leave the wagon there and go back for it, but alright, so we're going to hit the button on the bottom that you just saw turn blue, and you have detached the tool. Drive the vehicle close to the tool to reattach it. Oh, and if you wait a couple seconds, it will reattach. So you kind of got to hit the button, and then we're just going to put it on auto right now, and we're going to head right back over to here. This will always be this is going to be a very traveled path that I'm taking right here. You're going to head south. Pull the map back up just so you can see. We're going to head south, and then we're going to go ahead and head back in the direction that we just came from. There's the house with the windmill. And we're going to head this way. We could go either the way I'm going right now, or we could go down by where those trees are on the other side of this little mountain, but we're going to go ahead and just take this route. We can turn the map off for the moment. I know this way pretty well. Here's the grain, or the seed place where you can pick up the seeds. You can only pick up the seed there if you have the seeder on your tractor. So we're gonna, you can turn the screen as you go to help you see a little better. We're gonna take this first road here, and here we are at the little gas station slash place where you buy all your tools. We're going to go ahead and tap on here, and we're going to buy this loading wagon, the CarX 38S, for $94,000. We're going to go ahead and buy this item. Yes, thank you for your purchase. You may pick it up in the shop parking lot, which we're already in, and there it is right in front of us. So we are going to pull on up here, get in front of it. They'll always be facing the road here, so you can always back in this way. And we're hooked up, and we're going to head back. I am going to go ahead and pause it really quick and head on the way back, because I'm also going to watch the video to get us some extra money. And as you can see right now, we only have 13,272 coins. So watching that video will more than double the money. It'll give us 25,000. And then I'll show you how to use this, and and then we'll probably head back and grab the fertilizer spreader as well. Alright, so I'll see you in just a moment. Oh, where are we here? There we go. Alright, so we're headed back to the farm. We watched our video. We're headed back to the farm. And as soon as I show you how to use this piece of equipment here, we are going to end the video for the day. And we're going to start right where we left off on the next video tomorrow. We're going to be getting, so we're going to pull right up to this field here that we first cultivated. We're going to pull, as you can see here, you got some lines that are going up and down, and that's what comes out of the back of your cultivator. So we're going to line ourselves up with this first line here, and we're going to go ahead and hit the auto worker. And as you can see, the wagon's going to start filling up, and this is going to be what we're going to use to feed our animals. And you're going to want to do this right off in the bat, because the animals pay a lot of money compared to just planting and seeding, and it doesn't take quite as much. And as you can see, it'll just go through and it'll go back and forth and it'll pick up everything. It's at 4% now. You can do this quite a few times and it won't fill up. We'll be dumping it before it fills up. But on that note, it's going to end this first video, and I'll be coming back tomorrow, and we're going to start right where we left off here, and I'll show you how to fertilize. We're going to plant some new plants, and I'll show you where to drop this stuff off and how to do all that. Alright, well, thanks for watching.